This is my speech about the sport of bodybuilding. This is my audience. Ben, turn the camera towards yourself.
Yay!
Alright, so I'm here today to talk about bodybuilding. I call it body sculpting personally because there are different levels. Through my speech I will go into the different levels of bodybuilding for women and for men. I will go into the dieting and then the maintaining your body through the gym workouts. And then in conclusion I will let you know how to make this how to make it a career if you choose to. Alright, so the different types of bodybuilding. For women, you have your bikini levels, your fitness, your bikini, your figure, your fitness, and then you have women's physique and bodybuilding.
Mommy!
Elijah, go in the room.
Come on.
My friend hurt my hand.
And for men, you have men's physique and men's bodybuilding. The bikini class are going to be the small, petite type women. I personally do bikini myself. Their bodies are leaner, feminine, not as much body or not as much muscle mass. Their stage presence is different. It's more of a beauty pageant versus a pose off. The next class is figure. The figure women are going to have more of a V shape. The way they stand on stage will be turned versus a bikini model who's going to be very feminine. Their muscles are going to be bigger but not as cut and as big as a bodybuilder's. The bodybuilding women they take testosterone and everything else. After figure, the next level is fitness. Fitness women, their muscles are built throughout their routines. They have gymnastics routines, dance routines, any kind of talented routine, and then they also come out with evening dress and evening gowns. So theirs is the full-on show. Women's physique, their bodies are in between figure and bodybuilding, so they are muscular, but they are not overly muscular. And that one is a brand new class. They just introduced that this past year. After women's physique is the women's bodybuilding. They are the women that look like men. They build their body out to be the same as a man could. Broad shoulders, defined abs, really big legs, and so forth. Men's physique. So now we'll go into men's. Men's physique, there would be your average guy you would see at the beach who has broad shoulders, a six-pack, and board shorts. They compete in their board shorts. Bodybuilders, men's bodybuilding, they're going to be the big, humongous guys that you see. Their whole goal is to build muscle mass everywhere. Their legs, their shoulders, their arms, their necks, everything. First you have to choose which one you want. After you choose which type you'd be, so I chose bikini, then you would have a diet and a workout that you follow. I'm supposed to be looking at a workout that you would follow. To create a metabolism that burns enough fat to maintain muscle and continuously build muscle, you'd have to up your intake of food. So for all of these classes, women's bikini through women's bodybuilding and men's, you're going to eat 6 meals a day. You're going to start off in the morning, and then every 3 hours you're going to eat another meal. Depending on the size of the body that you like, you're going to eat more calories or less calories, more carbs or less carbs, and so forth. For me, I eat low calories. I measure out my carbs and protein about the same. I eat 6 meals frequently, but I eat very small. I eat 2 ounces of meat every meal. For a women's bodybuilder, she's probably going to eat about 8 to 10 ounces of meat, around that, for every meal. So it just depends on the body type that you want to have. Water, we're going to be drinking nothing but water, no sodas, no teas, just water. Some people promote coffee to help you with your metabolism. But most everything is going to be green vegetables, meats, nothing white. So you would eat brown rice, not white rice. Stay away from any kind of processed food, so no breads, try to stay away from grain. If you do have bread, it's going to be the whole grain, those kinds of diets. Diet is the worst part. It's the hardest part to follow. After you get your diets, you have to have your workouts. So you're going to hit cardio 6 times a week for bikini. For someone who does bodybuilding, you're going to hit cardio maybe half that, so 3 times a week. For instance, or for example, my cardio would be 6 days a week. I have 30 to 45 minutes of cardio in the mornings before I eat breakfast, and then in the afternoons or the evenings I'm going to have, it should be under an hour, but I'll have about 40 minutes of weightlifting, and it'll go throughout the week. It'll go lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. For these women, they eat a lot of food and they don't do as much cardio. So their workouts would consist of 2 weightlifting, and then 2 weightlifting workouts 3 times a week, and then I believe 3 cardio workouts with 1 weight workout the other 3 times a week. So their whole goal is to build muscle. Fitness women, their cardio or their gym time consists of any kind of conditioning that's going to help them flip, dance, or whatever their talent would be for their routines. Bodybuilding or women's bodybuilding, women's physique, men's bodybuilding, men's physique, their workouts are going to consist of heavy weights, low reps, heavy weights, and like I said, not as much cardio. Alright. So we've talked about the dieting that you need, we've talked about the gym time, the cardio, the different body types, and as an adult, there aren't very many things to do as far as sports-wise. So if you were interested in this and you wanted to take it and make it into a career, then you need to know the different levels and how you get there. So there are 2 different levels: amateur, obviously, and professional. So you have the league for amateur is going to be NPC, National Physique Committee, and I'm part of National Physique Committee. Through that committee, you'll go to competitions all throughout the year. In order to become a pro, which would be the IFBB, which is International Federation of Bodybuilding League, you'd have to place first, or you'd have to place in the top 5 on your first show to qualify for nationals. Once you qualify for nationals, then you have to place first in the top. All right, let me backtrack. To qualify for nationals, you have to place first in the top 5 of your height class. So if you're for 5'4", my height class is 5'4", the next one is 5'4" to 5'6", the next height class is 5'6" to 5'8", and so forth. When you place first or second, or when you place first through 5th in your height class, you make it to nationals. And when you get to nationals, you have to place first overall, or in the top 5 overall. So after all the height classes are put together and they compete against each other, in order to get your pro card, you have to place first over everybody. Once you get your pro card, then that opens doors for sponsors. Hydroxycut hires people to sponsor Hydroxycut, any kind of diet pill or workout plan, or Roxy Lean, or any of those you may have seen in magazines. You end up getting sponsorship offers from them. After the sponsorship, then you start competing pro in the IFBB league, and when you start placing, you start winning money. For example, the Arnold is a big show in March. Everybody in this sport gets together in Ohio. For bodybuilding's men, first place is $300,000 prize money. For women's bikini, mine, it's only $6,000 for first place at the Arnold. But that's just an example of how you can turn it into a job or a career, making money, and push to get away from whatever it is you don't want to do. As far as my job, which I don't like, that's why I chose this. That's why I chose this speech. I wanted to let everyone know about the sport of bodybuilding. Also that it is not just some kind of hobby or what have you, that you can actually turn it into something else. Thank you.